Movie Holics!
My daughter would kill me if I didn't get an autograph.
Of course.
She's gonna freak.
On your arm?
Yeah.
What's her name?
You just put Steven.
First off, ew. Second off, do I have any Nashville fans in the house? Not the city, the show. There's a lovely young girl on that show named Aubrey Peebles. She plays a character named Layla Grant. Layla gets big because of reality TV, and my point is more or less this is like a prequel to her character in that show. Okay, so before we get started, I'd like to point one thing out. This is another movie based on a Hasbro property. That's right, the same people that brought you G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Battleship. The thing that is crazy to me is, who are they marketing this to? The only people who know who Jim and the Holograms are people my age or older. Yet this film is clearly marketed to like 11 to 15-year-olds. I guess they thought that their show was so good that parents were going to show it to their kids 30 years after the fact. I mean, seriously, who remembers Jim and the Holograms? If you were 30 or older, you probably remember it. But their target audience clearly doesn't. You could have called this Coke in the Kilograms, and nobody would have known that this is an adaptation of a cartoon and toy. I digress. So this movie opens up with extremely quick flashes of images and a title card with no audio, which immediately made me think that YouTube was acting up, so I restarted the video. A dozen times. Nope. It was actually cut that way. Who opens a trailer like that? So we continue and we immediately find out that our four main characters are going to have a bunch of turmoil in their life because these two sisters live with their aunt and her two adopted daughters. Not adopted like she had a husband and adopted them. They're foster kids. Nobody in this film has a real parent. I'm sorry to all you aunts out there who are currently harboring children. I'm not saying that you're not a good parent. I'm just saying that these kids don't have real parents. We find out that this soon-to-be pop star doesn't like being on camera, which means that they're alluding to more turmoil in this person's life.
I don't like being on camera.
I'm gonna play you a song I wrote.
Who's got the heart?
It bugs me when movies do this. You hear normal room tone audio when they're talking, but when they start singing, it sounds like they just stepped into a Pro Tools booth. Why does it sound like this? Because they did just step into a professional sound booth. And for some reason, movies do this and think that it doesn't break the illusion of the moment.
Got the heart of a hunter, pounding like...
So her sister films her without her consent, which could have ended very awkward. Teenage girl secluding herself in a dark bedroom. I'm just saying, that tape could have ended a lot differently and it would have been a very, very awkward conversation. So her sister uploads it to the internet where Jerica becomes an overnight sensation. This is where the character kind of starts to bleed over into Layla's character of Nashville.
This is about you not going your whole...
First watch I thought, she sure does look familiar.
This is about you not going your whole...
Second watch through though, I wept for Molly Ringwald.
Wondering what would have happened if you didn't take that chance.
Wow, this aunt has a knack for picking a healthy, racially diverse cast. It's almost like she was planning on turning them into Jim and the Holograms in the future or something. Or another option is the production company is manipulating your daughters so that they can line their own pockets.
Welcome to Starlight Enterprises.
This movie is so cookie cutter. The moment Juliette Lewis stepped on screen, I went, bad guy.
But Kyler, Juliette Lewis is a bad girl.
Or girl. Shut up, troll!
You are no longer Jerica. Jem, that's what we call you now.
Yeah, because Jerica is such a casual peasant sort of name.
It's changing the way you act, sound, and look.
This is us?
No, it's Photoshop.
This movie is literally like every movie ever made. It's Princess Diaries. It's Josie and the Pussycats. It's Rockstar. It's the Spice Girls movie. If I search hard enough, I can prove to you that this is actually a Tim Burton's Batman remake. Don't believe me? Young, parentless person dresses up in a disguise to fight the head of an evil organization for what is right? Yeah.
All the web's been talking about is Jem.
Jem and her band of sisters revealing a whole new look.
You're on the radio! No. Oh my god, we're on the radio!
I suppose that it was just luck that all of the sisters had musical talent. Really, the one thing this movie is missing is the fifth sister who had no musical talent at all.
But it's okay, because in the end, she finds out that she's special anyway.
would have never guessed that coming here would mean a whole new Jerica.
You mean Jem. The whole world wants to know who you are right now. An icon is not one of four, it's one of a kind.
So she turned herself into Skrillex?
You don't want us around anymore?
That's not how a family's supposed to act.
Apparently Layla Grant thinks she's Apparently Jem thinks she's better than her sisters and she wants out.
This is just the beginning.
Told you she was the bad guy.
The version of me that they want doesn't exist.
Why isn't this movie starring Lady Gaga?
Even when the odds seem impossible, you need to trust the people you're closest to.
I have to fix this. Let's go, Jem. Showtime synergy.
Yay! Feel good moments.
Which one's the real you?
My daughter would kill me if I didn't get an autograph.
Of course.
She's gonna freak.
On your arm?
Yeah.
What's her name?
You just put Steven.
And I'm sorry, that's just a little weird, bro. For the record, I hate trailers like this. Because it's literally like watching the movie in 3 minutes or less. The beginning is the setup to introduce everybody. They show the catalyst that starts the plot. They show the trials and tribulations that she's going to have to overcome. And then they show her finding the courage to overcome them. Great, movie done. Saved me $15 on the movie ticket, thanks. So takeaways. This movie is based off of a toy company's toy and cartoon. But based off of means that they really just took the title. Because if you read the internet right now, people are bitching because this thing has not at all stayed true to its original source material. Hollywood is trying to manipulate your daughters by picking a racially diverse cast, and if you do not believe me, just look at the last Fast and the Furious film. They openly admit that the reason their movie was so successful was because of the way that they picked their cast. Even where they chose to pick some of their locations had to do with the success of this film. Once again, Hollywood is manipulating your children. While you can argue that every movie is a mashup of every other movie, this movie is doing very little to hide its cookie-cutter plot scenario. And the trailer totally gives the beginning, the middle, and the end of the film away, so you probably don't need to see it even if you wanted to. That being said, if you see this movie in theaters, and you are over the age of 15, you might need some help.
Trailer trashed.
So, that being said, Movie Holics, how will you see it? Theater? DVD? Netflix? Or TV? Or the ever-growing popular fifth scenario, never. Ever, 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 ever. So that's another in the bag, guys. What did you think of this trailer trash? Be sure to let me know in the comments section below, and as always, like, subscribe, Facebook, and Twitter. So we joined moviepilot.com, which is a pretty big deal for us. We're actually like writing articles on there now, and we think that's really cool. So if you haven't yet, make sure you go and check that stuff out as too. Links will be in the description below. For real this time, deuces.
Trailer trash.